All right. So I think we'll start with just the thank yous first on behalf of Acacia and I. Better? My wife and I. Okay. First of all, to my own family, thank you for being very welcoming toward Acacia and I as we were dating and getting to know each other. You all gave us plenty of opportunities to get to know each other, and that included obviously the Saturday night dinners and at Mama's place, and obviously the smaller dinners that I enjoy. It's always good. And your open arms and your hospitality has been much appreciated. We're very grateful. Specifically, Mum, I'd like to also thank you. Your love and your loyalty and putting others first, it's truly legendary, your hospitality. And it's something that we look up to and something that we want to emulate ourselves in our own marriage. We thank you for that. Just the last month or two, living on my own has opened my eyes. Obviously the grand scheme of things it's tiny compared to what Mum's done in the course of a few years. So, thank you. And, it's a strength that you've had, despite not having Dad around. It's something that we all admire. And my gratitude, our gratitude is indescribable. It's something that I wish I said more often, but I will continue to say. But we love you very much. I love you very much. Thank you. And to my new family as well, my new parents, brother, grandparents, uncles and aunts and cousins. I always feel worthy to be so welcomed. Such a beautiful family. And your support as well through the last couple of years while Acacia and I got to know each other. It's most appreciated. Especially I'd like to mention John, Emma, Jill, Peter, your contributions in getting this event together and Acacia's dress together and getting us to and from Melbourne is much appreciated. And, I think it wouldn't have been possible without you, and we'll be eternally grateful for all that you've done. And I understand that throughout the time that we were getting to know each other, I may not have been the easiest person to get to know, because I kind of bring won't speak unless spoken to kind of vibe most interactions. So I appreciate your patience in that as well. And John, I'm glad that my terrible golfing skills weren't a deal breaker in this as well. But it's been a long time since I've been able to call someone Dad, and that alone means a lot to me, if you'll allow it. So thank you, and appreciate it. Our closest friends as well, I forget to mention, some of which are obviously part of the bridal party as well, but and here's guests, Joe and Phoebe Drake, Janice, Mary and Jacob, Raz. That one, I think it was at Watchtower night when I brought Acacia around to introduce to you all. It's kind of wild to think this is the outcome. And every time that we got together to do a Watchtower study, or even just a games night, or watching movies, whatever the case may have been, that was all invaluable to us being able to getting to know each other as well. So we thank you for that too. And just a few quick fires as well. Matt, thank you for MC. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Reese and Acacia towards the end as well. I think you worked on the playlists for us tonight, the music playlists. Came up with some nice songs for us. Thank you. Jaden as well, providing the audio equipment. Thank you. And obviously the Big Brother staff and Anita, the photographer. We appreciate what you've done for us as well. And obviously everyone else here who's been able to join us tonight, who played a part throughout the whole process. Some of us have... I lost my place. Look, everyone's got busy schedules, and so the fact that you're able to take some time out for us today, we appreciate that very much. Everyone was able to make it here today, help us to create some special memories. We're very grateful for everyone who could make it. Thank you. I'll move on to the actual speech part now. I'll try and keep it short. When our friends Jamie and Phoebe got married, I ended up saying a speech at their wedding too. But, I sort of expected it to be my first and last. Just the stress from that event alone was enough to turn me off from doing it again. But I've got a wedding, so I didn't even consider my wedding to be a possibility. So I couldn't be more thrilled yet anxious to be here tonight, to stand before you all. Having Acacia be a part, such a significant part of my life, it was completely unexpected, but I'm very grateful. Most of our interactions initially was all online or via text. But the wildest part of that, and this can probably be chalked up as my greatest win in life, she followed me first. Now, I'm not one for photos, and my social media profiles are usually just composed of photos of myself with my friends. And so, even the fact that you followed me not knowing really which one I was, it's kind of wild. It's a bit of a gamble for you. So yeah, my profile pictures are mostly included Jake. This all occurred way back in May of 2021. And that was a pretty significant month for me, May 2021. Not only because Acacia decided to follow me, but also I had started my current job at that time too, the same month. And without that job, I probably would have been significantly less interesting or unemployed. It's not that fun. So, but at least from her perspective, I had found something that I was interested in, and I was passionate about, and maybe that did something for her. But we proceeded to talk about a number of different things over the course of weeks and months. Basic understanding personalities, work, aspirations. And Acacia was pretty keen at the time on learning Japanese and going to Japan, but you drew the short straw on that one, so you don't have to wait a little while to go to Japan. Okay? We did want to go for our honeymoon, but we decided to keep it until a later date. We'll do that eventually. And yeah, so here we are, about 3.5 years later. It's been an amazing 3.5 years. A profound sense of joy and gratitude throughout that time. And since those early days, our journey has been nothing short wonderful. It's probably the best part of my life up until now, so I appreciate that very much that you're able to spare me the time. One of the most remarkable things about Acacia is how she helped me to grow, not only as a person, but she's also encouraged me to take better care of myself as well. Being a nurse, as most of us know she is, and she's very good at what she does. She's a firm believer that if you don't feel well or if something's wrong medically, you should go and see a doctor. And so there was a number of things that we decided to address for me that she noticed. Most notably was my tiredness and the fact that I snored. That was a pretty big deal breaker at the time. Probably part of the terms and conditions of getting married. And I don't blame her. And Acacia's family would probably know where I'm going with this, but one day we were at her family's place for lunch, and I think John and I were having a bit of a snooze, and I ended up interrupting that with a horrific snore. It woke both of us up. And so Acacia wasn't going to let that slide. So off I went to a sleep specialist, and it turns out there was a pretty good reason for my tiredness. I had a severe case of sleep apnea, and so over the course of years my body's been fighting to stay alive essentially, and due to the lack of oxygen that I had. And Mum was always suggesting to get it looked at, but it was Acacia that eventually convinced me and motivated me to do that. Acacia, I'm very grateful that you came into my life. I feel like I'm going to be very well looked after in your hands. Your planning and organisational skills are unmatched, as we've seen for everything that's been done up until now, and tonight's events as well today. You put your heart and soul into all of that, and we can all agree, and everyone else that was involved in today as well. You've done a wonderful job. It turned out really well. Clearly the qualities of a nurse are deeply ingrained in you as a person, and many of those qualities could apply to marriage too. Teamwork, communication, problem solving, empathy, patience, flexibility. You've shown these qualities and more through every day of a relationship. And I will always love and respect you, and I'll try and cultivate those same qualities through our marriage. I'll always care for you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So thank you. Thank you very much, Acacia. That's about it. So I'll just say thank you one last time to again everyone who's able to come here tonight. We're glad that you could join us. And now I think we'll pass on over to John. Yeah.